Nestled in the Ardennes forest waits an absolutely classic challenge, a throwback, and unashamedly so. The reputation of Spa-Francorchamps speaks for itself. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Belgian Grand Prix. So here we are once again, ready to go racing through the Ardennes forest. 4.35 miles of long straights, fast corners, and massive elevation changes. It makes this not only one of the most exciting circuits on the calendar, but one that makes for some consistently high-quality racing as well. Simply put it, there's no place quite like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Southern Cross Racing. I'm your host, See Me Skate. Well, with me as usual is the Geordie Juggernaut, but no, he's away again this week. We'll call him the missing man again. Yes, we're running with 16 this week, of course. Yes, Spa-Francorchamps. The boys will be doing a one-shot quali for both these days on the sprint and feature race, of course. And the boys have got the message to ready up, of course. Yes, they're going to choose their setups. They're going to wait a couple of minutes and, they're going to fire this one up, of course. Thank you for joining us, of course. Yes, well, only Black Moon in the chat at the moment. Great to see you, mate, of course. Yes, best track on the calendar, he reckons. Well. Definitely one of the best, that is for sure, mate. How dare they make it into a reserve? Yes, I'm in agreement with you there, my friend. I'm in agreement with you. It is the best. There he is there again. And of course, yes, well, great to see you, mate. And of course, he's got a race of his own coming up. And while the boys are sort of getting their setups out of the way, probably best I get a few things out of the way too. And yes, well, Black Moon had a bit of a birthday a few days ago, so we do wish him a very happy birthday. I dare say he's going to be partying on the weekend. Johnny M4. I tell you what, the Group 2, Falcon driver, of course, the Falcon Racing team. And yes, it's his birthday today as well, so big shout out to him as well. Big Johnny M4. Let's hope he has a great race, of course. And another shout out too, of course, to Jazz Blue Cat and family, going through a bit of a rough stage at the moment with his old man and stuff like that. And we do hope things do turn out for the best there. But yes, Jazz taking time out to spend time with the family, of course, as you do. And we do wish him and the family all the very best, of course. Yes, running with a field of 16. We're missing 4 drivers, and none of the reserves wanted to put their hands up for this one. Shame on them. No, only joking. We do appreciate all the reserves, of course. But yeah, absolutely. So we're missing Blue Dog, missing Tactical Genius, missing Jazz Blue Cat, of course, as I did say before, and the Filth. Missing Filthy Orange, unfortunately. So, well, hopefully we get those boys back next week. And next week, yes, absolutely, we are at the Netherlands. But nevertheless, we are here at Belgium. As these boys, like I said, they're going to take that 2 minutes to make it fair for everyone. A bit of sportsmanship shown by the lads. We're not going to commentate on a one-shot quali, that's for sure. So, yeah, we're just going to let this one fly by. And we'll get cracking on into the sprint race. But, yes, Wabby, absolutely. Good morning, mate. Well, good evening from us, but good morning from you, of course. And great to see you, man. Hope you're well. And we're at Spa, of course. Absolutely, we are. Sprint and feature race. And I'm all by me lonesome. This one was all by me lonesome last week. But that's all right. I dare say the Juggernaut will be back next week. And big shout out to him too at his sister's wedding this weekend, I do believe. So, yes, I did say that. We're not going to pay too much. We might as well get rid of all of that crap because there's no point looking at it. And we'll be surprised at the end. It is a bit of a one-shot, as I did say before, of course. Yes, sprint and feature round. Just carry on too long otherwise, I dare say. And, Black Moon saying, looking sunnier than Spa. Yes, yeah, absolutely, mate. Yep, for sure it is. Of course, Melbourne is experiencing a true winter's day. And I dare say the good old south of Oz is as well. So that is the Coca-Cola livery, of course, and that is the creation of that team. The Nate Hammer is the creator of that, of course, and fantastic livery that one is. We dare say, who is that? We're not too sure, but that is Falcon Racing. of course. Yeah, absolutely brilliant, that team. And doing very, very well in the championship, I might add, those two teams as well. 1 and 2, I do believe, as we'll flick further afield. And that is another Coca-Cola. And we'll go further afield. That is the Pink Panther Racing Team. And that is their livery, of course. And yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no worries, mate. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, brother. And that is, of course, yes, Jack Daniels Racing Team. That is the livery, folks. That's what it looks like. And yes, of course, Captain Fury, of course, leading the charge there. Him and Scotty doing a phenomenal job, of course, mixing a couple of their drivers, which they won't be happy about, but hopefully get their Group 3 and Group 4 drivers back in the full-time fold, back on track. Missed a couple, of course, and well, of course, yes, here at here at Southern Cross Racing, yes, well, it is all team orientated, of course, and there you go, Middies with a 142.3. Has he got pole? I don't know. The new kid on the block, he's just gone full time. Might have just taken pole. We're going to watch this. We're going to watch this with interest. Of course, I better get a bloody screenshot of this just in case, of course. And, well, let's just see who got pole. He certainly did. The new kid on the block. Bang. We're not giving points for pole, of course. But that is a fantastic effort. And, well, Harrison Housey, well, must have made a mistake, unfortunately, for those two lads. We'll start towards the back. But we might as well get this one up and away, of course, for Middies. This is for you, mate. Congratulations on a pole.
Yes, it's pole position. Yes.
Absolutely brilliant, mate. Congratulations. So, well, jumps in the full-time seat and goes bang! Pole position. Unfortunately, like I did say, we're not giving points for the one shot. It'll all be fastest laps, of course. Yes, absolutely. For the overall and for the respective groups. The formation lap is on, and we're going to hurry up into this one, of course. I'll tell you what, sprint and feature gives you no time for respite, of course, straight into it. And nevertheless, that is all right with us, of course. Wabby, oh, dearie me! Oh, dearie me, look at that! Look at that, it is flogging down, folks. As Wabby, what did he say? Oh, good man, just charge. I thought I'd pop you. Absolutely, mate, no dramas, man. Good to see you, bro. Pop in more often. And, of course, yes, as, well, the boys just tinkering with their setups. As you do, and I'm going to wait that allotted time again, I dare say, just to make it all fair. Go away on a formation lap, and wow, this is going to be a tough one. Look at that. Absolutely flogging down. Jesus. Excuse me while I just grabbed a drink. And yes, still waiting for these boys to load in, of course. As I did say, the formation lap is on. And I did do say, oh, yeah, Peanut. Oh, that's a name and a half. He must have followed after we went off air last week. We'll put that up for him. Thank you very much for your follow, mate. Much appreciated. And, well, there you go. Just still waiting for these boys to load in, of course. Black Moon in there. Yep. Wow, big margin. Yeah, of course. A few boys made a mistake by the look of things. And, well, that's the joy of the one shot, I dare say. So we're going to get some guys out of position trying to make their way through the field here, mate, which is going to make it for an interesting race. And, well, I'll tell you what, with the weather like this, I wonder if the boys are just at panic stations or not. This is taking an awful long time, just waiting ever so patiently. Yeah, well, can skate now. well, off the top of my head, probably. Well, we have a crack anyway, mate. Why not? Well, why not? We'll get most of them anyway. We'll get most of them, mate. We'll get most of them. That's for sure. So, well, Moondog's already set a challenge. I'm all by me lonesome, and well, we're gonna have a crack at it anyway. Why not? You're gonna test the old memory here, Moondog, but nevertheless, we'll have a go. So this has taken an awful long time. And we're hearing those glorious beeps now, so there you go. So the boys just doing the right thing, and the lobby, well, said, you know what, that's long enough, folks. Let's just get stuck into it. So might as well bring up all of these details just to see what the boys have chosen. Of course, yes, they're all inters, so don't really just to see if anyone went the full wet. Wasn't too sure. It looks pretty wet out there. And we'll bring that up one again, of course. Yes, Middy's on pole position. Fantastic lap from him. And brilliant stuff. Fury in P2. He'd be loving that with the Fury. And doing a fantastic job. Verk. Oh, he's going to lose. He might lose some points for that, for having the wrong livery on. He's got the reserve car on, and that is not the team he's meant to be in, of course. Yes, he is a Lamborghini driver. Verky, baby, what are you doing there, mate? JC in P4, of course. Yes, doing a fantastic job. He's our resident Canadian. Whoa, dearie me, as I do say that. He's just touched the grass a little bit. And, well, Salmon's there. Mr. Consistent. Salmon's and Striker. I'm going to touch on them just briefly. I know they're a little bit apart, but well, the two Coca-Cola boys, I tell you what, groups 3 and 4 working phenomenally, 2 and 3 working phenomenally well together, and as well as Brad Tay as well. Excuse me, I'll say that again, folks. Groups 1 and 2 working phenomenally together. Salmons and Nat Hammer. Nat Hammer being the Group 1 driver, of course, and of course Striker and Brad Tay. Striker being the Group 3 and Brad Tay being the Group 4, doing a phenomenal job for this Coca-Cola team. Well, nevertheless, we'll move to Scotty in the Jack Daniels in P7 there. And, well, it's about not where he liked to start, but I dare say wouldn't be too happy with that. But, well, I dare say it's well, Verker's left the session. So, well, hopefully he can get himself back into this one because we won't be starting again. Come on, Verky, baby. He's got plenty of invites, so he should not need any more, but we'll give him another one just in case. So he hasn't got long to get back into his car. You'd want to get back into the car before those lights go green. And, well, there you go. So we'll just move back up to the top of the field. And, well, Middies, there he is there, mate. First pole position of the season. Fantastic from him. And, well, Verk's still not in his car by the look of things. It does not look like it. So just waiting to see if there's any messages in the Discord. Just give me a sec. I'll double check. There certainly is not. So we will continue with this one, folks. As, well, he has got plenty of invites. He has been spammed. If he's out of this one, I dare say he's going to be out of the whole thing. This is not good for the Verkster. Verkster. There's been no message, no nothing. And we are going to fire this one up as the guys do jump on the grid. And, well, let's just double check yet again. Yeah, he's certainly out of his car, is the Verk. And, well, he's been spammed. He's got invites. There's plenty of invites. There's been no message. We're going green. And we are going with these red lights. Come on, folks. Let's get this one going. We've got 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights. We've got 5 red lights. The lights are out and away we go. Great launch there. Whoa, who was that? Scotty trying to get all... Whoa, wow, there you go. Pulling out of who was behind that. Of course, yes, the Pink Panther. And Scotty moves himself up already into P5. Great launch there from Fury. It's going to be a bit of a drag race between him and Middies. Let's have a look at this. Side by side, absolutely fantastic. But no, Fury thinks better of it. And of course, let me just bring up all of these details, folks. I do apologise as we'll get this one underway. We'll get the full track map up and get the telemetry. We don't need telemetry. All right, so let's go have a look at this. Nat Hammer up into P3. Fantastic move on your guy, JC. I tell you what, these 2 guys have been battling it out for the last few Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff from them. As we'll flick further afield because Brad Tay, Johnny M4. Johnny M4, well, we down in 12th position. Where did he end up? No, he's not. Well, he's up into 11th now, of course, just getting by the Brad Tay. As we'll flick further up, of course, yes, Scotty, there he is there in P5. JC, oh, he's just tapped the back of JC, of course. And, well, I'm not too sure if he has or if that was a bit of a glitch there. Not too sure, folks, as this seems to be the closest battle on track. We'll flick down to Johnny M4 because it looks like he's having a look at Salmons. Oh, I tell you what, very risky going through there, mate. Side by side as Verks has retired from the session. We got a full course yellow, folks. Full course yellow. Let's just see if that is just... there you go. We do not. We certainly do not. It is just gone to a... Why does it do that? That is so weird. Anyway, yes, absolutely. So Verk out of this Grand Prix as we'll flick further afield, of course. And this will be glory. Well, I tell you what, the boys up front will be licking their lips. Of course, yes, Verk has dominated the first 3 Grand Prix. And, of course, replacing Highcut, or Nick, as he's known otherwise, of course. And, unfortunately, yes, just can't continue with the season. And, well, there you go. Verk took his spot. And, well, leading this championship fantastically is the Verkster. But out of this one at the moment, excuse me, and when did Fury get past? Well, it was lap 1, I do believe. But yeah, Verk was lap 1, I do believe. I'm not too sure, mate. I'm not too sure. I missed it. I was having a look everywhere, but I'm pretty sure it was lap 1 because we're on lap 2 and it's just So it has to be lap 1, mate. And anyway, let's just have a fun. Oh, you did set me that challenge. Is that what you're getting at? Well, they're going through ready on at the moment, of course, folks. And yes, Fury leading this one. And DRS disabled, of course. It is a wet race. Absolutely. They're on the Camel Straight at the moment. And yes, we'll enter Sector 2 right about now. Going through Lecom's absolutely brilliant. This is all about line here, folks. Absolutely. And let's have a look at Fury. Well, I'll tell you what, feathering that throttle absolutely stunningly from the Fury. And he's coming up to Brussels now. And, well, this is a very tricky corner, of course. Opens up, but you think you can gun it, but no, you can't. It's a double apex. And, of course, the corner with no name, which is this one right here. And, well, the corner with no name has almost become its name, of course. Fury going a little bit wide and making a bit of a mess of that one, of course. And whereabouts is here? Is it, excuse me, I've just lost my train of thought. And, well, there he is. He certainly is. He's approaching, well, he's not quite there yet, but he's approaching Stavelo. And, well, they're not quite there yet. There it is, just in front of him, of course. The start of Sector 3 and, well, that long straight, of course. They're classified as corners. And, of course, the middle of it, Blanchemont. And, of course, the old bus stop chicane, of course. But Fury purpling that Sector 2. Looking very, very good for the Fury. 1.7 seconds ahead. Let's just go further afield and we'll go down to Harass as... well, there you go. Well, we've got a bit rusty there, Moondog, but not bad. We'll get it, mate. Striker getting passed by Salmons. Not too sure if that is team orders or whatnot, but yes, there you go. As I did say, the Coca-Cola boys have worked very well all season. Have a look at these two guys, though. Bopton and the Bender doing a great job for Pink Panther, as they have been doing all season. And of course, yes, they've been missing that full quartet, of course, of drivers, of course. Currently got 3 out there at the moment. They do welcome middies, of course, currently in P2. Nat Hammer slowly creeping up, of course, but that was a great exit there from middies out of turn 1, of course, La Source. And, well, there you go. Absolutely stunning from him. Flick further down because Salmons are starting to close on Bopton, of course. No DRS, folks. This is all about traction. This is all about how big the cojones are to see if, of course, you can make this move. And we've got a great shot here. We'll get rid of that detail, of course. There is a move up on top of the field. I'm not too sure who that was. But someone for position, of course. Salmons, no, he thinks better of it. Tucks back in. And that is a great shot, folks. Have a look at that. Absolutely brilliant. And, well, there you go. I think that is Bopton doing his best to keep Salmons at bay. And, yeah, absolutely, because, well, the track is wet. It is tough. And you might think, well, there's plenty of room out there. But, yeah, certainly isn't, of course. And, well, there you go. Bopton getting all loosey-goosey coming out of that. So we'll flick further afield because there was a bit of a change again. Who did I see? Of course, yes, Scotty. Scotty and Nat Hammer swapping positions. Of course, yes, Scotty up into P3. Nat Hammer into P4, of course. And, well... I did say any team works very well together. It is these Jack Daniels boys, of course, missing 2 of their drivers. Of course, their Group 3 driver in Filthy and their Group 4 driver in Jazz, of course, as we did touch on earlier on in the stream. We flick further downfield, of course. Striker just settling in nicely behind his teammate. Salmon's real close to Bopton now. I'm not too sure. He needs a good exit here. Excuse me. And, well, Bopton just doing what Bopton does, of course, making that car, really wide. Extremely difficult to pass, especially in conditions like this when you do rely on that DRS. And, well, we got, what have we got? 4 laps to go as Fury takes the fastest lap with a 2.6 second lead. At 1 minute 56.250 is the Fury. Very good job from him. Just what the doctor ordered from the man. Of course, yes, up into P1. Fantastic. Salmon's still trying. Is he going to make a move? He certainly is going to try. On the inside of Bopton through Lecombe. Beautiful stuff there. Through La Source. And up into P7 does the Salmons. Fantastic from him. Bopton slops into P8. You want to be careful because Striker behind him, his Coca-Cola teammate of Salmons, of course, is on the hunt. They told you these 2 Coke boys work very well together. And, yes, doing phenomenal things. Let's have a look towards the back, of course. How's he having a look at the Jono? And how's he out of position, I dare say? Have a look at this. And just trying to creep up on a Jono. But as I did touch on, None of these cars are really gaining, of course. As I did touch on, you do rely on the DRS, and in wet conditions, it's sort of just blanket that out, hasn't it? So it's more about how big they are, of course, and well, how much battery you have got to make that move. Actually use it to attack and defend is a bit of an art form, of course, and well, regeneration is just a bit too full on in this game. It's very, very quick, I dare say, and well, Johnny M4 having a look at Striker. Striker taking his time, trying to make a move around Bopton, and well, that's allowed Johnny M4 to rear his head, of course. The Falcon Group 2, and they're out of position a little bit, is Johnny, in P10 at the moment, and currently staring. Have a look at the grip he's got. He's just got more grip at the moment, maybe looking after those tyres a little bit more throughout the early part of this sprint race, of course, and well, Johnny M4, has he got the exit? He just wants the exit here, and he's... And I don't think so. I do not think so, as we'll flick further afield. We'll keep an eye on those gaps at the moment, of course, and it's just starting to gap out a little bit. Striker's still very close, as I did touch on before, as Fury just keeps lapping quicker and quicker and quicker. A 155.759 for him, stretching his lead to nearly 9 seconds at the moment, 2.837, as we'll flick down to middies. It's a bit of a lonesome race from the lad, but fantastic from him. Great to see him in the full-time fold, of course, and was going to be here from the start as, oh, Harass speeding in the pit lane, and unfortunate for him as, yeah, well, there you go, Harass in the pit lane. So not too sure why he's gone, maybe a bit of front wing damage, not too sure. We'll have a look at Johnny, because Johnny is right up the gearbox of Striker, and this is the closest they have ever been all Grand Prix. Oh, Johnny, oh, he's having a good look. I tell you what, is how confident you were, keeping your foot in that, of course, and yeah, phenomenal stuff from the Johnny, Striker, Johnny, and no, I don't think he's going to get that done. He's just a bit too far back, and Striker does a phenomenal job, giving him plenty of room. That's brilliant driving there from the Striker, fantastic to see, as we'll move further up, of course. Gaps have petered out. This one here looks like it's going to be a battle to the flag. This fantastic battle here between, of course, Bopton. Well, he wants them to keep battling, of course. Look, he's starting to gap him, of course. Yes, 1.4 seconds now. And while Striker and Johnny M4 do battle, and Johnny M4 is having another look. He's having another look. Is he going? No. Just the wrong spot. And, of course, yes, it has stopped raining, folks. It's stopped raining. So I tell you what, anyone coming into the pit lane for a bit of a slick move here, I tell you what, these Inters are going to cook themselves. If it stays dry from now to the end of the Grand Prix, they will cook themselves. And who is going to make that move? Who is going to make that move, of course? We dare say, well, Harass is the first one out there who's made that move. He's out there on slicks. And the Flying Kiwi, have a look at this lad. And let's just see him getting some continuity, of course. And just let him have a go, of course. But he'll be catching this field very, very, very quickly, I dare say. Who was that? Fury went around again, of course. Yes, the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've all gone round again. No one is thinking pit stop. Let's just see Harass. He's gaining and gaining and gaining. But, well, there you go. I think he's made a little bit of a blue, unfortunate. But, well, there you go. There you go, folks. Fury leading this one. 2.9 seconds, if you don't mind, as the closest battle on track at the moment is between Striker and Johnny M4. And, well, doing a great job of these two. Excuse me. Of course, yes, P10, P9 are these two. Excuse me, yeah, P10, P9 are these two, and been at it all Grand Prix. I dare say they'll be at it for the feature race as well, because it looks like they're all running on a very similar setup, a very similar speed. Striker's having a good look here, of course, at Johnny M4, as he did just get that job done not too long ago. He wants it back. He certainly does want that back to, excuse me, Striker, as I'll flick further afield, because David says, no, you don't, son. That is my teammate, and I'm coming in for the rescue, of course. The ultimate wingman, David. Let's just see. He's putting on pressure on Striker at the moment, and let's just see if it releases Johnny M4 a little bit. I dare say, where is Jono? Jono creeping up at the back of Housey. How's he got that job done? Not that long ago, of course. In currently P12 and 13th. As, well, Brad Tay took a chance as well. He's put this set of softs on, looking for the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. We are on lap 6 of 8, of course. Yes, another one-shot quality to follow. And the main race, of course. That's where it's at, where the main points are at, of course. And, well, Fury would want more of the same, please. Just doing his thing at the moment. Those Inters must be melting. They absolutely must be melting. But, yep, they're still going again. Lap 7 we are on. Excuse me, Fury with a 154.2. Just see if Brad Tay's got around cleanly, because I reckon if he has, the fastest lap of the Grand Prix will go to him. And maybe this is strategic from the Brad Tay, knowing that, well, what is he? He's in Group 4 at the moment. He's currently ahead of Harasso. Jono's ahead of him, of course. And, well, that extra 2 points, if he gets the fastest lap, could put him on for 3 points for the group. So he's sort of thinking long-term game. Not a bad thought from the Brad Tay, of course. Bit of out of position. And, well, thinking that way as we'll move further afield because, well, David's just dropped off a little bit off Striker. Striker's dropped off a little bit of Johnny M4. And they've all started to peter out. We are on lap 7 of lap 8 as we're currently watching the race leader, well, the sprint race leader, Fury. There he is there, P1. And I'll tell you what, if he would have wanted this, he's great for the confidence from the Fury, of course. Just what the doctor ordered, as I did say earlier on. We'll flick further back towards middies, of course. Great drive from him. Of course, well, I'll tell you what, the first 4 laps of this Grand Prix, absolutely flogging it down. These boys have decided, all of them have decided, bar 14th and 15th, have decided to go all the way on this set of inters. And, well, nevertheless, let's just see how they all last. I dare say touch one and touch all, because if they're all on the same, it'll be the same for everybody. Very interesting to see what sectors these boys are setting. Currently having a look at Harass, and well, there you go. No, hasn't set the quickest sector at the moment. Let's just have a look to see at Brad Tay at the moment. We'll get to him when he gets closer to sector 3, of course, as we'll flick. Oh, excuse me. Hello there, how's he? Creeping up on David. Has he come alive, or has he come alive towards the end of this Grand Prix? Of course, I did say these tyres would be rubbish right now. They've gone 3 laps with no water, as Middies sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix with a 1 minute 53.719. I don't see a doubt. Excuse me, folks, while I just choke a little bit. But yes, I didn't see DRS enabled at all. I haven't seen that come up whatsoever. So yeah, very unusual. Brad Tay doesn't seem like he's catching ground. I'm not too sure what is going on out there. But there you go. Fury currently out there, P1, leading this one for the majority of the Grand Prix. Of course, Middies starting on pole, currently in P2. Scotty, P3. Fantastic from those JD boys. But I tell you what, those Pink Panther boys, they're starting to come alive. P6 and 8 at the moment, but Nat Hammer, doing what Nat Hammer does, very consistent. P4 from him at the moment, and JC just slotted in nicely behind. Good haul of points for these guys, as Bender, there he is there, of course. Yes, doing what Bender does. P6, great job from him, as, well, Salmon's a little bit further back. They do have a long way to go, of course, but they're not really gaining, so I dare say this is how it's all going to finish here, folks. Bopton in P7. P8 is the Bop, and well, Johnny M4, well, this might change a little bit. Johnny M4 is starting to put some pressure on the Bopton. We're going to stay with this here, folks, of course, and David is having a real another hard look at Striker here, and let's just see how this one progresses, but we'll stick with Johnny, because, well, Johnny is all over the gearbox. I tell you what, Bopton a bit loosey-goosey, and just want to keep this all nice and tidy, get it to the flag. And, oh, there you go. That is overheated tyres. And that'll allow the door for Salmons. Let's have a look. Johnny touches the curb. No. That's not what he wants. So there's pressure all around. Great midfield battle. But we'll flick back up to the top, because where is the Fury? There he is there. Fantastic from Fury. Great job, mate. P1. P2 will go to Middies, of course. Scotty, in the end, will take 3rd position. Nat Hammer, very good from you, mate. P4. Scotty up, phenomenal. Well done, Scotty. P4 from that. P5 from JC. Bender will take 6. Salmons in P7. Great job from the Salmons. Bopton, I'll tell you what, Bopton loving this, mate. Very good. He's just got to get it to the flag, and it's, I tell you what, he's got it to the flag. Johnny, want to be careful. Yes, Johnny P9. Striker P10. David P11. Howsey P12, Jono P13, Brad Tay P14, and well, there he is there, Mr. Harass in P15. Verk out of this one, and unfortunate, bit of a disconnect from him. Not too sure what happened, but yeah, there you go. We did touch on that. There was no message, no nothing, so we went anyway. And Harass, there you go. Harass will finish this one out, of course. A great drive from the Fury, absolutely fantastic. We're not going to get to the driver interviews through the sprint, of course. Yes, the feature race starts, well, the qualifying. One-shot qualifying starts almost straight away for the feature race, of course, and currently just waiting for Mr. Harass. There he is there, about to take the checkered flag. Fantastic from you, Harass. Got it to the line. Well done, mate. He'll find his feet soon. We'll Will the Kiwi. And yeah, absolutely. Great to see him make it to the flag. He didn't disconnect. Oh, I did not say that. I'm touching wood, harass. I'm touching wood. Of course, let's just see how we get through the feature race. But so far, so good, mate. Very, very good. Of course, yes, there you go. So Fury, P1, fantastic from him. I'll just take a bit of a screenshot for myself a bit later on, of course, as for driver interviews a bit later. But yeah, fantastic from him. P2 from Middies and Scotty P3, excuse me. All right, so another one-shot quali here, folks. Another one-shot quali, so it's like the sun is shining. We're not going to commentate on it at all. And, well, might just put this on a intermission while I get myself a drink of water. All right, folks, we're back. And yes, well, one-shot quali to determine the grid for the feature race, as we did touch on. And I'm not going to commentate on it. We'll have a look at the timing tree anyway, just to give everybody to see what's happening out on track, of course. And nobody wants to be making mistakes, of course. Nobody wants to be making mistakes. So you can see the timing tree there, and look at them all jostle for position. So you can see the guys who are there and the guys who are not. And we might as well stay up towards the top anyway and focus on this man anyway. The man who did win the Grand Prix, well, the sprint race, stay with Mr. Fury. And, well, there you go. As I did touch on, you can see that timing tree. You can see who's making mistakes and who isn't, of course. They all will be roughly about the same spot. But there you go. They're going through the same section of track as we speak, and the jostle for positions, and it is brilliant. So you can see where some are strong and some aren't, and where some make mistakes. But there you go. Look who just jumped straight to the top of the tree just then, and look at the ground he made, where he made it, and a little flick further afield, of course. And well, there is the man who got pole for the last Grand Prix. Oh, dearie me, Johnny M4 is around, but there you go, brilliant stuff from him. As well, we'll focus on this, as I did say, we're not going to commentate too much on it. Just have a look at the timing tree. It seems to have settled down a little bit. The battle between 1 and 2 is very interesting. And 3 and 4 has come alive a little bit. 5 has dropped off a little bit. And yeah, there you go. So very close to the end. It's all about straight line speed now here, folks. And interesting for you as it is interesting for me. As I did say, we haven't got any detail. We've got nothing up there. It's a one shot. So, well, currently the man that took the pole from the last Grand Prix, taking this one out at the moment, it seems. Oh, I tell you what. Oh, it's changed again. Oh, that was very close. That was very, very close. Great pole there from Middies. Middies takes pole position. Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant, mate. Brilliant again. Bang, bang. Pole position. Unfortunately, no points for this one, for pole position. But you did take the fastest lap of the Grand Prix last race, of course. Yes, in the sprint race. And, well, a full plethora of points coming your way, mate. Well done. Very, very good. Another pole position. Fantastic from him, of course. And, well, it did change a fair bit. Not too sure if Ferk made a bit of a mistake going into that last chicane. But, yeah, absolutely. So, Middies, Fury, Ferk. JC was up there in P2 towards the very end. It was so close. And, well, Scotty in P5. Bender in P6. Fantastic from him. Salmon's in P7. David in P8. Well done, David. Well done, Striker. Well done, Bop and Harass and Housey. Good stuff from them. Brad Tay in 13th. Jono J07. Johnny M4. And Nat Hammer down the very back of the field here, folks. Well, it looks a bit overcast here. I'm not too sure what is happening weather-wise on the track, but that does not look like it's going to be a dry race. The whole Grand Prix, I dare say there is rain on the way as, well, the boys do the final tweaks to the setup. Interesting to see which way they went, of course, and in qualifying, determine which way the car is set up, of course, for this race. Not too sure at the moment. It is currently dry, as I did touch on. According to that sky, it does not look like it's going to remain that way one little bit. But there you go, as we do wait for these, well, for it to all load up. Dare say wait for these beeps in the air. All right. We are still waiting. Yep, absolutely we are. Up a rolling screen while we wait. And as we say that, of course, it always goes to the lobby. So, yeah, fantastic. There we go. We'll get rid of all of this as, well, we'll bring up the tyre detail to see what everybody is on. And there you go, Fury starting on that hard compound. And, oh, excuse me, Fury. Excuse me, mate. This is for you, my friend.
Yes, it's pole position. Yes.
There you go, absolutely brilliant. I thought Mitty's got it, but there you go. That says Fury's got it. So, Fury there. Mitty's in P2. Fantastic from him. Scotty in P3. I tell you what, look what happened. Oh, Verken Harass must have a bit of a touch, or not getting off the line, of course. Down towards the back. Nat Hammer in P4. JC in P5. Footy Bender in P6. And, well, it is a long formation lap, of course. And the boys know this. Taking some life out of their tyres a little bit, so it's just easy as you do it. As, well, Bopton in P8, starting on the medium. Johnny M4 right behind him on the medium as well. Striker going for the hard compound. Excuse me. As same with David, and of course the man who loves the hard compound is Housey. So looking to make this one work is the Housey. All the way down in P12 at the moment. Jono in P13. Brad Tay in 14th, and of course, yes, Harass and Verk are waiting for the boys to return to the grid, of course, yes. Just doing his thing. Trying to put as much heat into this hard compound, because they do take a little while to switch on, and especially with the long straights around here, they do sit and they do not build up to temperature. Only really through Sector 2 is where they generate the heat from, so Fury knows this. I dare say all the drivers know this, and well, look at the long straight they're on now. They do classify a couple of them as corners, but yes, not really. I mean, yeah, they're flat to the floor, and yeah, certainly, especially with today's spec, very, very easily done. And well, we're about to fire this one up, of course. The formation lap to the feature race. And, well, there you go. Fury just putting some heat into the brakes as well. We'll flip down to Middies. Here he is there on the medium. So Middies trying to make a good start. He wanted a good start here at the start of this Grand Prix. There is Verk. There is Harass. And at the back of this one, of course. And we'll just wait for these boys to line up. Well, have a look at that. Fury already pointing in towards Middies. And, yeah, have we got the green flag? We certainly have got the green flag. Have we got lights? We are waiting, folks. We are certainly waiting. What? Are we racing? What happened there? I had no lights. Anyway, we're racing. Absolutely brilliant start there from Fury. What the hell happened there, folks? As, well, there you go. Middies on the outside, around the outside of Fury. Fantastic stuff from him. As I'll bring up this timing tree to see what's going on here, folks. I don't know what is going on. The controller has gone kaput. What is going on? Well, we are stuck. I've got no details, so we're just going to have to wing it. We don't know who these drivers are. Bring up this detail. Where the hell I got no detail, absolutely brilliant. So we don't know who they are, of course. That is Verk. Of course, I know that because he's in the wrong livery as, well, the battle's towards the back of the field. What has happened here, folks? What has happened to the game? But so far, so good. I think all the boys are in the lobby. By the look of things, they certainly are. So don't even know where the camera is. This is going to be a tough one to commentate as not too sure who is who. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Well, we're going to make it up as we go because I'm not going to not commentate. So that is a Falcon. So we're just going to call them Falcon and Coke and Falcon and Coke. And it's going to be bloody weird. But that's how we're going to have to do it, of course. Yes, absolutely. So, well, there you go. So, good old battle. Lap 1, of course. And that is Fury checking out. Is that Fury checking out? It certainly is. That might be Nat Hammer. If up in a... No, it can't be. It's got to be Salmons. Has to be Salmons in P2. It certainly is. And have a look at the battle behind him. There is 2 Falcons having a ring-a-ding-ding side by side. They don't want to be doing that. They are teammates. And, well, there you go. Have a look at the Coca-Cola. Split them both. And fantastic through the middle. This is so difficult. I do apologise, folks. This is out of my control. I've got no detail. I have got no detail. The game has gone... As, well, who was that going straight on? Not too sure. Definitely a Falcon driver. A bit off-road there, of course. And, well, this is going to be tough, folks. This is going to be very, very tough. And, yeah, might just go on mute for a second here, folks. See if I can work something out. I do apologise, folks. There is nothing I can do. I've got no detail. Currently watching the 2 Jack Daniels. That is... Oh, that is Fury and Scotty, of course, and doing their thing. And is that Verk behind him? It certainly is Verk behind him. I do know that. He certainly is. Let's just get back up to the top there, of course. And there is Verk in P3. Behind them in that is Middies. That has to be Middies in P4. Doing a phenomenal job is the Midster. As we'll flick further back, of course. And that might be Salmons, because I dare say Nat's still trying to work his way through the field. I could be wrong. Not too sure at the moment, of course. There is a Coke behind him and a Falcon behind that, of course, as the Pink Panther of Bender. That might be Bender doing his thing, of course. Fantastic so far from the Bender. As we'll flick further back, and well, number 9, that is Striker. I do know that, as yeah, making his way through the field. That could be David. I'm pretty sure that is David right behind Striker, as they have been in the group championship. Who is that? 51? Is that 51? If that is 51, that is Housey. And just getting a bit of a nudge there from the Coca-Cola driver behind him. And, well, there you go. That is, not too sure who that is, as we'll flick further afield, of course. We'll go towards the top. And it is very, very difficult to do this one, folks. I do apologise. We're going to go on mute again, of course, see if I can work something out. Too tough to commentate with no detail. So, yes, I do apologise. I do apologise, folks. There's nothing I can do. I've got no detail, and it is extremely difficult to know what is happening out there, of course. Drivers, the gaps, it's very tough. So, yes, we'll do the best we can with the camera work. I don't know what lap they're up to. It is one of them ones. We have been EA'd, or Codemasters, or whatever you want to call it. But, yeah, there you go. So, I'll periodically come back on and guys a bit of an update. At the moment, yeah, still nothing happening with the detail, with the data. And, well, so far so good from these boys out on track, doing a phenomenal job. The lads, of course, and, well, as they do every week, I must say. And, yeah, Like I said, it's just too difficult. 92, that's Bender. That is Bender. I know that. Who is behind him? I'm trying to remember numbers here. So we've got Bender. 24, that's Johnny M4. That is Johnny M4. So Bender and Johnny M4 having a good old crack out there. And trying to remember these bloody numbers, folks. I do touch on with Striker right behind. And Johnny M4 looking for a bit of a move here, folks. But no. Decides to think better of it. We're going to have a crack here. We're going to do our best we can for you. But yes, not going to just sit this one out. Definitely not. I do apologise for going on mute there. I was trying to get those datas back up, but nevertheless, we'll just keep pushing on. But Johnny M4 still behind Bender there. And of course, Striker having a good look to see what's happening in front of him. As you were, battle resumed, of course. We'll flick further back to see what is happening further afield, of course. That is Nat Hammer, I do believe. Ahead of him, I'm not too sure who that is. That might be the Bopton. And, well, there you go. So I've lost it already. Very difficult. We're trying to pick up these numbers on these cars as they go by. Very tough to pick it out. And, of course, with tired old eyes, very tough. So, yes, we do know this one, of course. This is Striker, Bender, and, of course, Johnny M4. Striker, Johnny M4, and I'll tell you what, he's getting closer, isn't he, the Striker? He's really firing up. Oh, a bit of a tap to know him. Hey, Johnny, I'm here, mate. I'm here. And let's just see how this one goes. David would be right behind him. I think that might be, and while doing a phenomenal job is the David. And yeah, is that behind him? That is two. I'm not too sure. Who's the other one? Is that Salmons? Maybe Salmons? No, it can't be Salmons. I'm not so sure. Anyway, don't quote me on it. Oh, that would be Brad Tay. That would be Brad Tay. As yeah, absolutely it would be. So fantastic from these boys. Doing what they do, a great midfield battle as we have seen all season long so far. As we'll flick further afield to the top and we'll have a look at the lead. This guy's just stretched out as I can't tell the data. Got no telemetry, got nothing. But there you go, Verk doing his thing and well, that looks like, is that Fury behind him? It certainly is Fury behind him and Scotty behind him again. And let's just see, of course, the hard's going to last a bit longer than the medium. And but Verk really putting his foot down, isn't he? Have a look at that gap he's already got. And well, the Jack Daniels boys, they know they just want to get some good haul of points. Of course, that is probably the best they can muster at this stage. With two of their drivers out, as I did touch on earlier on in the stream, doing a phenomenal job is Scotty and Fury, of course. We'll flick further back, and that has to be Salmons. That's got to be Salmons. That is is that Nat? It can't be Nat. Is that Nat? I don't know who it is. I'm not too sure. I can't read that number. But yeah, we'll wait and see as it goes past, and we'll have a good look. I think it might be Nat. If that is Nat, that is a great start to the race. Of course, started at the very back, and I think it might be. I think it might be. Is it 98? Yes, it is. That is Nat Hammer, and Nat Hammer up in a P4. Well, what a great start to this Grand Prix. I'll tell you what, started towards the very back. But this one, if I'm not mistaken, behind him is, that is Middies. Middies, it certainly is Middies. There he is there in P5. Further afield is, that would be Salmons, of course, and behind him, that would be JC, your guy JC. And I'll tell you what, Johnny M4 doing what Johnny M4 does, and behind him is Striker. So I'll tell you what, from P4 right through down to, I dare say, about P8. It's a bit hard to tell, of course, no data. But yes, very good midfield battle. Nose to stern, all Grand Prix so far, and just jostling just to see who's stronger, who's weaker in certain spots. And yeah, we're just going to you're just going to work our way through this one, mate. I do apologise, folks. We are winging it. We've been EA'd, we've been Codemasters, and yeah, we've got nothing. We've got no data. We've got no nothing. That's just what you want as a commentator. But well, there you go. There is the Verk leading this Grand Prix by that much, as you can see. Of course, those two cars behind him, those two Jack Daniels boys. Yes, that's what they are. The Jack Daniels boys, Fury and Scotty, doing what they do best. Nose to stern, all Grand Prix. Second and third. Still haven't done the first round of pit stops. They're not too sure what lap we are on, folks. As I did say, and I'll continue to touch on, I do apologise. There's nothing I can do. Excuse me. Nat Hammer there in P4. I'll tell you what, another contender for the driver of the day is the Nat. I have to wait and see to the end of the Grand Prix, of course, for something to show up on screen. As I did say, I have absolutely nothing behind him. Oh, who was that? That's a move and a half. And, well, there you go. That is What a move. I'm not too sure who that is. Is that Salmons? I'm not too sure. I think it might be. And what a great move from him. Getting by Middies. It certainly was. It certainly was Salmons and Middies. Great job from those two. And Nat Hamill, there you go. Have a look behind him. JC has not left his wing. And look at this. JC just hanging onto the back of Nat. And behind him, of course, who is that? That is 21. Oh, there's. You're stretching the memory here, folks. But that could be Harass behind. Of course, this is Harass. 21 is Harass. And oh, he's just got a little bit wrong. He's got a little bit wrong. He's trying to hold on to it. And there you go. Oh, he's going to lose a position here. Can he hang on to it? He certainly cannot. He cannot around the outside. And well, Harass is not giving this one up without a fight. No, you don't. And he will hold that spot, whichever that one is. As I can say, I've got nothing. I'm trying to bring them up. I've got nothing. I do apologise, folks. And well, Harass holding on, and the Coca-Cola driver, and almost. But nevertheless, they will live to fight another day. Who is that? That is, I think that might be David. It certainly is David. And we're just going through, and where are we? Coca-Cola driver, it might have been Brad Tay getting all loosey-goosey coming out of the last corner there. And, not too sure what lap they're on, folks. This is difficult. This is extremely difficult, and as we'll go through the order, of course, yes, we'll go to the top. And so there you go, there is Verk. We can actually have a look at the gap. It's sort of stabilised a little bit. By the look of that, it's stabilised a little bit. So whether these mediums are just starting to cry out for help a little bit, because well, I'm not too sure if it's stable. It's very close. I tell you what, it hasn't really gapped out too much as what Verk would have liked, but I reckon these hard compounds are starting to come back to them now, and well, they will creep back up onto these mediums, of course. Verk yet to stop. All the boys yet to stop, except for Harass, I do believe, who did have a bit of a nose change early doors of the Grand Prix. There is Fury. There is Scotty. And just working brilliantly as a team, I dare say. And well, there you go, the Coca-Cola driver, the Pink Panther driver behind them, of course. And well, there you go, another Coke driver. So all about Constructors Championship points here, folks. And let's just see who will take this one out. Of course, very close between the top three. And well, the Jack Daniels boys, they will creep back up, of course, in due course. We'll just keep on keeping on, of course. What's hurting them at the moment was the same thing was what was hurting the Pink Panther boys early doors, just trying to get a full list on track. But I dare say Fury will fix that one up very quickly as we'll flick through the order, of course. And yep, there he's Harass holding on to his own, of course. Great to see him with his connection back with a bang is Harass, and just get some racing under his belt. Had a shocking time the last couple of weeks, and yeah, just with connections. So excuse the rambling, folks. It's going to have to be that way, of course. Yes, as I did say, I've got no detail, no nothing, and not too sure who's last, where they are. Hang on a minute. Yes, we can. We'll have a look to see who that is. That might be Jono J07. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on it. Like I said, I've got no detail. Very difficult to tell who's who in the zoo in this one. Just going to go on a brief mute here for a second, folks, as Burke gets past the back of the We're back, folks, and as I did touch on, very difficult to do this one, of course, with no telemetry, no lap data, no nothing. Don't even know what lap they're on, folks, as, well, we're just trying to focus on, well, we don't even know where the best battle is, of course. We can only judge by our eyes, and it seems to be this one here, folks. We're just going to touch on it a little bit. Yes, it certainly is. Between a Lambo, a Coke, and another Lambo, there is another battle further afield, I dare say. Where was that? Unless they've started to stop, but it's very difficult to tell, as I did say, as, yes, we have lost absolutely everything. So, yeah, this is the closest battle that I can tell on track, so we'll just stick with this one. And for your enjoyment, of course, let's just see if anyone makes some end grounds, of course. Yeah, it's the best I can do, folks. I do apologise. All right, folks, I'm back, and like I said, I do apologise once again. Yeah, not much I can do about this one, unfortunately. But oh, I'll tell you what, who was that? The 15 getting, well, it might have been Brad Tate. It certainly was Brad Tate. Very hard on the brakes, and nearly went into the back of Housey there. Very, very close. As well, Housey be thanking his rear wing, it's still fully intact. And Brad Tate dropped back a little bit there, and his teammate, who's that? That looks like it's Harass. Yes, it certainly is Harass, just ahead of Housey there. And great to see the connection holding up for Harass. Fantastic for him, of course, as well, there is Jono J07 doing his thing. I do believe that is Jono J07. It certainly is, as that could be the striker. It is the striker who is next after that. And as I did say, very hard. I don't think anybody has stopped yet. I don't know what lap they are on. Yeah, I do apologise yet again. Of course, that is Salmons, his teammate. And well, that is Verk. Verk has stopped, of course. He was on the medium. So let's just flick further ahead, because this is where Fury want to get his head down. And whereabouts is he? There he is up there. He certainly is. And, well, let's just see how much longer he's going to go. Of course, not too sure if his teammate made a bit of a mistake. But he's dropped well back off him. And this is going to be very, very interesting. We're going to stick with this here, folks. It's the only thing I've got to go off. Of course, yes, we do know Verk has stopped. He's put that hard compound on. These two JD boys have worked phenomenally well together all season. And this is where they want to make hay while the sun is shining, and of course, they're going to benefit, of course, when they come out of that pit lane, of course. Yeah, the tyres will be a little bit cold, but they will be on the medium rubber. It will be the faster of the two. Will probably be good for a good couple of laps. So, and then it will be petering out to roughly about the same sort of speed, of course. Yeah, and the hard compound from here on in will make it to the end, of course, on Verk's car. And the medium, I dare say, I'm not too sure what lap they're going to put it on. But Fury would have done his work. He would have done his work and known exactly what to do, of course. Currently watching the great man at the moment, doing a phenomenal job this Grand Prix, as his teammate just behind him. And they're both working very, very well together. Be very interesting to see when they stop, of course. Yeah, as I did say, that is all I've got to go off. So we're just hanging out for that, of course. And, well, that is Fury, yep, 77. So we'll just hang out for Fury to box and to see how close this actually is. There you go, Fury going around one more time, or probably multiple more times. Not too sure. Of course, we'll flick further afield, of course. And that is Mitty's doing his thing, of course, still on that hard compound. So he's thinking very much the same. And there is there you go. There's Verk. So tell you what, Verk has really put in these big laps. And it kind of sucks without some data to know exactly how far behind. But we'll flick quickly up to the leader. Where's the leader? There it is there. So, oof, that's the leader. There is Verk. Oh, I'll tell you what. It's, yeah, there you go. There you go. So, Verk, by stretching his legs in the early doors of this Grand Prix. Oh, hang on a minute, folks. Hang on a minute. I did say at the start of the Grand Prix. It looked cloudy. It looked overcast. And maybe that's what the boys are hanging out for, the rain. They're hanging out for the rain. And it is starting to rain here, folks. It is starting to rain. And that is the most exciting part of the Grand Prix. I don't know nothing. So it'll be interesting to see when these boys do stop. I'm trying to bring them up. I've done all sorts of things. Tried to pause. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing's working. So we're going to have to sort of stick with this one. Very, very difficult, folks. I do apologise. So tough. So tough without any data. But there you go. Fury, I tell you what, he knows what he's doing. As I did say, didn't know the rain was coming, folks. You could sense it. You could sense it at the start. But no one jumped in chat and told me. But this has just fired things up nicely. As, there is Scotty. There is Mitty's. There is Verk, of course. Made his stop. Had to make the stop. Couldn't stretch those mediums. And, there you go. There you go there. And, Verk, they're all going to have to put a set of inters on, I dare say, when it comes time. And there you go. There is a JD in the pit lane. So, I dare say, who was that? Was that Scotty? I'm not too sure. Is it both of them? It might be both of them. It is both of them. There you go. There goes Fury. Scotty right behind him, boxing as well. And, they've all stopped. Verk in the pit lane as well. So we're going to battle to the checkered flag. Thank you, boys. Thank you, Rain. Thank you, Rain, for evening this one out. Absolutely brilliant. We all know what they're on. There's no more crap. There's no more nothing. I don't need the data. Well, I kind of do. But anyway, we'll push on, of course. Oh, I'll tell you what, Fury would be loving this. Just call your jets, Fury. Call your jets. Just bring her home. Bring her home, mate. Bring her home. As, Scotty, you've got the perfect wingman behind you. You've got the two JD boys doing their thing. Of course, that is meant to be a Lamborghini, but he is in the reserve livery, of course. And I reckon that is Nat. That is Nat. It certainly is Nat. And, there you go. And his teammate of Salmon's right behind him. Great job, boys. Great job. And who is that behind him, of course? That is another Coke driver. And that is the Striker. So there you go. Brilliant from the Coke boys. And, I dare say that might be your guy, JC. Is it? It certainly looks that way. As he flicks that one in, isn't it? Yeah, it looks like JC. As we'll flick further afield, of course. And there you go. So everybody on the inters, folks. Everybody on the inters. And, this balances things out quite nicely for the guys up the front, of course. And, there you go. Fury making his way past the back maker. Way past the back markers. As, I finally put my teeth back in. Sorry, folks. As, doing a great job at this Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff. Brilliant from him, of course. Excuse me as I flick further back to Verk, and there he is there. Verk in P3 at the moment. Scotty, there he is there in P2. And, of course, Fury leading this Grand Prix at the moment. And, he just wants to keep it all in a straight line. There is a Pink Panther disappearing into the pit lane. And, absolutely wanting to get rid of that bloody slick. He's got to put the inter on, of course. There is Verk. He can see Scotty ahead of him. And, of course, that is the distance to Scotty. And, the JD boys would be welcoming this. As I did touch on, folks, I do apologise. I got no data, no telemetry, no nothing. As that is, Nat Hammer in P4. Doing a great job is the Nat. And, behind him, that is, there is his teammate there in Salmons. Salmons in P5, of course. Doing a great job is the Salmons. And his teammate again, I do believe it certainly is Striker. And there is the JC there, of course. Further afield, let's have a look at this number. And 21, that is Harass. Rass is 21 and 51. That is the Housey. Lefty doing his thing. He's come alive as the lefty. And very, very good from him, of course. That could be the bender or the bopter. Not too sure. Pretty sure that could be the bender. As we'll flick further afield. Yes, that is Brad Tay. And Jono J07 there, and well, there you go. That is the Bopton. I think it is the Bopton. Don't quote me on that one. So there you go, folks. That is the order at the moment. And well, Fury doing what Fury does. It is wet. Don't know how many laps are left. We're flying blind in so many ways. We do apologise for this stream. We will make it up to you next stream. That is a guaranteed, folks. But yes, like I said, we've been EA'd, we've been code mastered, and not much we can do about this one. Staying with the leader at the moment, his teammate, that's his teammate behind him there, and of course that is P3, and we'll just have a look to see if this gap is closing, see if we can see anything on the steering wheel. There you go, so currently half a second, what is slower than his previous best, is according to that data that we can see there on that steering. But who's to know that's bloody accurate? Who's to know? But yeah, absolutely. So there you go. You can still see him. You can still see him. And, well, look, like I said, don't know how many laps are left remaining. That gap looks like it's starting to close a little bit, but probably not quick enough for Verk's liking. And, yeah, the bit of a challenge from here for him to make it past 2 JDs, let alone one of Scotty, of course, and we'll flick further back, of course. That is, well, that is Scotty there, and went the wrong way, I do apologise. That is, excuse me, that is the Nat Hammer, as we did touch on. Oh, well, I'll tell you what, he took that very well, didn't he? I don't know if it's this lobby, folks, or what's happening, but I'm seeing some funny things on my screen. I do apologise, folks. Very difficult to get through this one. By me lonesome, no data, no nothing. So, yeah, we'll stick it out. We're nearly there, I think. I got no lap data. But there you go. Absolutely brilliant. That is Middies. Certainly is Middies. Behind him is Salmons. So, yeah, Salmons, Middies, Salmons. And, of course, that might be JC. It certainly is JC. Behind him is Striker. So, Striker having a great race. Mr. Consistency, as I did touch on, those two Coke boys, Salmons and Striker, since they've come on board, I tell you what, leaps and bounds, boys. Absolutely phenomenal from you guys. Doing your thing. Great to see you guys go about your craft, of course, and doing a great job. Flick further back, of course, and that is Harass, just behind his Housey. So this is the best battle on track here, folks, and I don't know what lap they're on, so we're going to stick with this sort of mid-pack battle. Currently watching Striker at the moment, and yeah, we certainly are, and he's having a good look at that Falcon in front of him, and a Lamborghini behind him. And of course, yes, Striker in that Coca-Cola livery. There you go, Striker just getting a bit loosey-goosey coming out there, and well, that's sort of opened the door for Housey that's behind him, of course, and excuse me, for Harass that's behind him, of course, and well, Harass sees this, and have a look at the gap now. Look at this, the Flying Kiwi's got the grip between the teeth, and trying to close that gap ever more so. Doing a good job of these boys in tricky conditions, of course, and well, there you go, battle resumes. That Housey just dropped a little bit further off. Not too sure if there was a bit of a mistake made. Excuse me. But as I did touch on, flying blind here, folks. I don't know how many laps are remaining. And, well, I hope I don't miss the winner across that finish line. So we might as well just stay with him just for a little bit anyway. I got nothing, absolutely nothing. I can't bring anything up. No detail, no nothing. And yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately. So you're stuck with it. You're stuck with me trying to fill a race with yeah, what it is. So apologise, folks. Apologise. So yeah, we'll just go on a brief mute, and we'll be back with you in just a moment. Right, folks, we're back, and Fury still leading this one quite comfortably. Scotty behind him, his teammate, of course, and there is Verk behind Scotty. Verk is definitely starting to close the gap a little bit by the look of things. We'll have a look when they reach around that last corner, I dare say, and oh, Verk very, very loosey-goosey. He's pushing, he's absolutely pushing, is the Verk. Trying to close this gap, of course. Don't know how many laps are remaining. I'm going to stay with Fury because he's got to get clear. It's got to be close. It has to be close. Not too sure if this is the last lap or there's a few more remaining. But Fury currently leading this one, as I did say, very comfortably. Done a phenomenal job all weekend. We switched on from day dot. And, well, there you go. Yeah, still more laps remaining. So we'll flick further afield. There is his teammate. Yes, this is, well, there you go. There is Scotty. There is Verk, and excuse me, yeah, that gap is definitely closing. So, oh, I tell you what, Scotty, want to be careful. He's just trying to, well, maybe I'm not too sure. Like I said, it's very tough to tell if there's enough laps remaining for him to manage that gap. I dare say they will. Scotty knows exactly what he's doing out there on track, of course, and well, there is Verk. He knows exactly as well, and well, Nat, sort of a lonely race for him. All Grand Prix, of course, done a phenomenal job to come back through the field, and we'll have a look at that, of course, when I get something, of course, at the end of the Grand Prix. Let's just hope I get something, of course, as well, there's his teammate, another Coca-Cola driver in the top 5. Fantastic, that's 2 of them, and there's 2 JDs in there as well. And I'll tell you what, JD and Coke, well, I'll tell you what, there you go, goes together very well. We'll flick further back, and that is Middies. So Middies has just hung on to the back of Salmon's here and doing a great job. Very difficult to pass in tricky conditions. Salmon's got that job done early, and well, there you go. Middies is tucked in right behind him. As JC, a little bit of a lonesome race by his standards as well. Of course, very tough conditions, and well, there is the JC as well. Behind him will be Striker. That is the Striker. Absolutely, no, excuse me, that's Brad Tay. That is Brad Tay, and not too sure. No, it is Striker, excuse me. That is Striker, I do apologise, mate, very tough. As further behind him is Harass, and yes, that pink helmet, we know that anywhere. That is the Housey, and fantastic from him. Doing a great job is the Housey. That will be the Bopton for the Pink Panther team, of course, and that is Brad Tay behind Bopton. So not too sure. Is there anyone? Jono J07 behind him, and that could be the Bender. What has happened to the Bender? Is that the Bender? I'm not too sure. We haven't heard from or seen for the Bender for a little while. Do apologise, mate. I got absolutely nothing, and yeah, I'm sure you fellow people out there can understand that difficult at the best of times, especially when you've got no data to help you, of course, know exactly, give you your eyes and ears of what's happening on track, of course, and none of that. So, yeah. Might as well sit with our championship leader, of course. I speak of Verk, and we'll do a half a lap with Verk, of course. In tricky conditions like this, you can see him apply the throttle, and oh Jesus, I tell you what, very, very tough, and he's doing a phenomenal job. So just enjoy this, folks. Well, there you go, folks, and that's the joys of no data. That must have been the end of the Grand Prix, and congratulations, Fury. Holy moly. Oh, dear, tell you what, one for the ages. As there you go, that looks to be Salmons and Salmons and Middies crossing the line, and we'll just wait for these. I'm not too sure. I got nothing, folks. I got nothing, absolutely nothing. And just wait for the rest of the drivers to cross the line. Too sure what's going on with the camera shots here, folks, but yeah, there we go. That should be your guy, JC, takes the line, of course, and striker behind him, harassing Housey, and followed by who will be behind Housey, of course. I do apologise, folks, as I did say, no telemetry, no data, no nothing. But this one looks like seems to have been rounded out, one and done and dusted by the Fury, of course, and oh, wait and see. Well, folks, this lobby's doing interesting things. We're going to wait because I do need the timing screens, of course, but let's wait a little, folks. Yeah, I do appreciate that, mate. Yeah, we were on mute for a little bit there, just trying to bring up some details. We had nothing. We had no data, no lap data, no nothing, not even a lap count, nothing. And especially, well, only for that feature race, of course. And it was very, very difficult. Very difficult. Was trying to go off memory from the numbers from you boys, and yeah, it was tough. Obviously not ideal, and we do promise we will make that up to everybody, of course, next week. Of course, we're at the Netherlands, waiting for this to tick over, and hopefully, well, I'm not too sure if it's happened for any of the guys out there yet. Just let me just check the Discord just quickly. All right, we just put the message out to get everybody. There we go. The lobby has just ended. Hang on, I'm hearing. What the hell? Ah, dearie me, dearie me, dearie me. Well, what that was. That's one for the ages, mate. Oof. Thank you very much for leaving the session, boys, to get that one all sorted out. Don't know how, don't know what. Don't know, well, whatever. Anyway, it is what it is. We will push on. There you go. Oh, it's saving game. Why has it gone straight to there? No. Shit. Oh well, we'll have to see. We'll have to see if this brings anything up. No, it did not. So we'll be on a brief pause, folks, and I'll be back with you. All right, folks, we've got our top 3 in, and we do apologise for that bit of a stricken race, as I am talking to the drivers in the background, and I did tell them that we had no data, we had no telemetry, we had nothing for the race, and I was keeping an eye on the Discord, as I did mention in stream, but there was nothing from the drivers, and everybody looked to be in the Grand Prix, so we let it go. And we toughed this one out, of course. But we might as well start, of course, well, with the third place man. So this guy's leading the championship in the full-time fold yet again, of course, taking Nick's seat, unfortunately, who cannot commit any further. Nevertheless, I speak of none other than Verk, who has just dominated this championship, taking it home in P3. And look, mate, I can't really comment too. It was very tough for us from this side of the screen, of course. We had nothing. But we did see that gap closing visually to Scotty towards the end, and weren't too sure if you had enough laps remaining. Just talk us through it, mate.
Yeah, definitely didn't have any laps. Unfortunately, the game, I thought I selected hards for the start, but apparently it put me on the meds, unfortunately, so it really ruined the old hard to the rain situation, but
yeah,
just had to do what I could do from last on the grid and just sort of salvage what happened in the sprint race.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. And, well, tough conditions yet again in that feature race as well as the sprint, of course. And, well, the sprint race, no slouch at all. I just don't have that time to bring that up, of course. There's a bit of a muddled stream there, mate. And we do apologise to everyone out there. We will make it up to everybody next week, of course. We're at the Netherlands. But nevertheless, Verk, P3, mate, congratulations, man. And I do know you want to catch the end of that FP1 session, so go ahead there, mate.
After tonight, I couldn't really care, to be honest.
Come on, mate. Hang in there, Verk. Hang in there, buddy. Of course, it was a tough one for all of us. And, yeah, we do appreciate the tough effort that the drivers go through every week, of course. And, well, thank you very much. P3, mate, well done. And we'll move to our second place man, of course. Well, Mr. Consistent, of course. These JD boys doing their thing. And, well, thank you. Thank you. P2 for you, Scotty. Congratulations on a stellar drive yet again. Just doing your thing, mate. And as I did touch on with Verk, wasn't too sure. We didn't have any data, so we didn't know what lap you guys were on. We didn't know anything. But, yeah, we could see that gap closing. And, well managed in the end, mate. Well managed.
I appreciate it. Very, very happy night for Jack Daniels Racing tonight. Good night overall. P3 in the sprint. I actually went with a proper wet setup for that, so I had massively good runs up over Rouge that I made a couple of passes, and then able to sort of get into that P3 before it started to dry, and just didn't quite have the pace to catch Midas and Fury. So happy with P3, and then in the sprint. I qualified a little bit higher up, and then obviously that little glitch put me, I think, third on track, and then me and Fury just working together. Obviously, starting hards as sort of Verk was obviously going to. We knew that weather icon was about just over halfway through, so if it was accurate, hard tyres go to, I think the rain came, lap 16 anyway, and good time, get onto the intermediate tyres. Midas, obviously, he was super pacey tonight, just went one lap too long, and that sort of gave us the opportunity to sort of go 1-2. Fury, obviously, super quick in those wet conditions at the end. I was nowhere near catching him, so just sort of saved me battery just in case Verk had a run on me, and thankfully, managed to gap, and great points for JD, and obviously, sadly, missing Orange and Jazz again this week, but I think good minimization of the points lost with me and Fury scoring well in both races.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely fantastic stuff from you yet again. P2, everybody. Scotty, thank you very much, mate. Great drive.
Thank you.
Move to well, I'll tell you what, if this is not what the doctor ordered, this is exactly what the doctor ordered. Fury, P1, mate. Well done, son. Awesome drive in both the sprint and feature races, of course. Fantastic from you, mate. Well done. Talk us through it.
Oh, that's bloody awesome. No, it was good. Like, I think I grabbed Verk in the sprint quali out of the bus stop. I think it was P3 heading into it, and I just grabbed him on the bus stop. I'm like, sweet. Yeah, unfortunately, I think the game probably helped me more than anything tonight with him. He's a rapid driver, and I know how quick he is. And I think based on what he's main race when we had the intercondition, he probably had similar pace to me in the wet. So it would have been a pretty icy battle all race. So it was unfortunate what happened with the disconnect and not letting him take control of the car, and kind of just got to the front really quickly when I saw my opportunity and just gapped away and kept some battery as Midas. Yeah, he was rapid all night. He's so quick. Had nothing for him in qualifying. In the dry conditions, probably even less, to be completely fair. So really struggled at the start of the feature race when I found myself on pole when the game glitched out after I thought I'd be starting P2. Verk in the bus stop again, and thought that I'd be starting on the outside. Found myself on the inside, then saw Midas on the medium. So plan was to try and fend him off as long as I could and not really battle him too much, because Scotty and I had a bit of a plan to just get to inter period on the hard, and saw Verk come through. Didn't make life too hard for him, and knew that. Saw he was on the medium. He rapid driver, and kind of let him get up the road. I was kind of hoping I could maybe catch on to him a little bit and close up to Midas. And when they both come in, Scotty and I had a really nice gap. We were just keeping him in my toe, but not close enough that he could make a move on me under DRS. And as the stint wore on, the tyre, my car started to get better. Like, it felt really bad on the fresh tyre, but then as the tyre got worse, the car felt better. Yeah. Which is probably the most confusing feeling you can have as a race car driver. The grip's not there, but the car feels great. So that was an interesting experience towards the end of the stint, and I was just able to push away from Scotty. We're a little bit concerned about potentially having the same box and having to double stack, and that hurting the strategy for him. So luckily enough, he wasn't double stacked, and it kind of timed perfectly that I had a clean run. And obviously Verk come in with us, and Midas staying that extra lap probably really hurt him. I got him before he got back to the pit lane, despite the fact that I boxed. So just shows how important it is to make the right call. And it was pretty much just put the foot down to the floor and see how far I could get to do my best Verk impression this week, and kind of be nowhere near the field. But I think I'll be cheering if we can have wet weather races for the rest of the season, because it kind of seems to level Verk and myself out a little bit. We've got pretty level pace at that point. So if we can have wet races, I'll be cheering.
Get your rain dance happening, Fury, of course, mate. And leave it in the hands of the gods. But nevertheless, mate, a great win from you, and great haul of points for your team, of course. And just what the doctor ordered, as I did touch on, currently sitting at P4 in that group, in that Constructors Championship. But with this haul, I dare say it's, brought you a bit closer to the Lambo boys there, and phenomenal job yet again, of course. Very close with that Constructors Championship at the moment. Still early doors, but of course, nevertheless, we move to round 5 next week, folks. Round 5, Zandvoort, the Netherlands, and yes, we will be there, and we hope to see you there as well, of course. Yes, unfortunately.
Before you sign off, Skate, I've got one more thing. Just shout out to Jazz Blues Cat. I know he's going through a bit of a rough patch at the moment. I really, we're all feeling for you at the JD team. We're looking forward to getting you back on the grid, mate.
There you go, folks. And yes, we did give a bit of a shout out to him earlier on, and that is the Group 1 JD boy, of course, in Fury, giving his teammate a bit of a shout out, of course, on behalf of all the JD boys, and fantastic from them, of course. But yes, nevertheless, we will be at the Netherlands next week. We will make this stream up to you, of course, folks. We do apologise for that one. Nothing we could do, and we do hope you've enjoyed it. But yes, from us for now,